Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and today we're going to be making ourselves a budget deck, and a budget aggro one as well, so it's great for grinding, and it's not mono red, so your soul will maintain its wonderful glow. Today we're going to be playing some blue-red wizards, so this is slightly above my usual budget restrictions. However, most of the budget is just in the mana base, so these are lands that you should really be crafting anyway, so in that sense I don't really count them as part of the budget, but it's basically 12 rares in total, 8 of them being lands, and the other 4 being Dreadhorde Arcanists. So what are we doing with our Wizards deck? So you can tell it's very low to the ground here, and we're basically topping out at 3 mana with Adelaide's the Cinderwind. So 1 blue and a red for a 2/2 with flying and haste. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, wizards you control get +1/+1 until the end of the turn. So this is basically a Wizard Lord effect, but it's triggered off of instants and sorceries. So we're going to be using a lot of wizards in this deck, and a lot of cantrip spells, instants and sorceries specifically, just to pump up all of our wizards and go for insane damage over a short period of time. That is what Adelaide likes to do. So as far as our creatures are concerned, the usual ones are in here that you should expect. The Gitu Lava Runner, a 1 mana 1/2. As long as there are 2 or more instants and sorcery cards in your graveyard, Gitu Lava Runner gets +1/+0 and haste. So a 1 mana 2/2 with haste is pretty decent value. We also have the Dreadhorde Arcanist, as I mentioned, a 2 mana 1/3 with trample. And there's a ton of value to be had off of this card here. It's honestly an auto-include for this list as well. As far as the budget is concerned, this is basically the one thing that drives this deck, second only to the Adelaide's. It's a 1/3 with trample. Whenever it attacks, you get to cast an instant or sorcery card with converted mana cost less than or equal to Dreadhorde Arcanist's power from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that card will be put into your graveyard this turn, exile it instead. So with a 1 power Dreadhorde Arcanist, we can cast one of our instants in our graveyard that is 1 mana or less. The vast majority of our instants are actually 1 mana or less. We've got 4 copies of Shock. 1 mana deals 2 damage to any target. We have the Crash Through, which is just a random little bit of a cantrip here. 1 mana. A creature to control get trample until the end of the turn, so it allows us to push through flyers. If we're up against like a mono blue tempo kind of deck, we can push right through with all of our pump spells and things like that, so it's quite nice. Also redraws itself as well, so we can keep the chain going. 4 copies of Opt, again, to keep the chain going. 1 blue, scry 1, and draw a card. And we also have Dive Down as well as a single copy. 1 blue, target creature gets +0/+3 and hexproof until the end of the turn, basically meaning that we can protect one of our creatures, specifically Adelaide's. In order to also protect Adelaide's, we have 2 copies of Siren Storm Tamer here as well. 1 blue for a 1/1 Siren Pirate Wizard. You can pay 1 to sacrifice it to counter a target spell or an ability that targets a creature you or a creature you control. So we can counter a Settler Wreckage, but most importantly, burn spells to Adelaide's, removal spells like Moment of Craving, things like that. Siren Storm Tamer allows us to counter that. But as I mentioned, Dreadhorde Arcanist allows us to cast all of these 1 mana instants and sorceries from our graveyard during the attack step. Samet Sprint being the most powerful one here as well. 1 red, target creature gets +2/+1 and gains haste until the end of the turn, and then you get to scry 1. So we can play the Arcanist, hit it with a Samet Sprint, turning it into a 3/4. And then it actually attacks and allows us to cast any instant or sorcery with additional power there. So we'd be going in for 3, which is the top end. So we have our Wizard's Lightnings, which are a 3 mana spell. Regardless of whether or not you have a wizard in play, it will always count itself as a 3 mana in your graveyard, because the 2 less if you control a wizard is just part of the casting cost in your hand, not in your graveyard. So still got converted mana cost 3, but that's one way that we can actually Samet Sprint into Wizard's Lightning, which is basically 1 mana Lightning Bolt with a wizard in play. We can also chart course as well to keep us going. We are already on our attack step when Arcanist gets to trigger this from the graveyard, so we get to draw 2 for 2 mana, and we don't have to discard because we've already attacked with a creature this turn, so there's a nice real bit of synergy there as well. Burning Prophet is another one of our wizards from the newest set as well. A 2-mana 1/3. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Burning Prophet gets +1/+0 until the end of the turn, and you get to scry one. So we do a lot of scrying in this deck actually, which allows us to filter through our deck and find the cards that we really want. We've got the Burning Prophet triggering off instants and sorceries to scry. We've got the Charter Course to draw cards, the Opt to scry, the Crash Throughs to draw cards, the Savage Sprints to scry. So there's really a lot of scrying and drawing going on so we can find our piece. So while we are built around a 4-card little combo here, the Adelays, we will be able to find it reasonably easy with the Burning Prophets and all of our scrying that we'll be doing throughout the game. But yep, that's essentially the deck, guys. Other than that, we are 5 islands, 7 mountains, 4 steam vents and 4 sulfur falls. We want to make sure that we've got our nice healthy balance, which is why I'm including this into the budget list. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the games and I'll showcase some matchups for you guys. Alrighty then, we have a turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 play, as long as we get our 3rd land anyway, which Burning Prophet can help with. So we're going to go Steam Vents into Siren Storm Tamer, get that aggression going nice and quickly. And Mountain for our opponent to Lava Runner. So we're up against Red Deck Wins. Fun times. Let's get down Burning Prophet and get swinging. The likelihood is that our opponent will have some sort of burn spell for Adelaide's. We might want to consider not necessarily dropping her down immediately. Opponent Lightning Strikes the Prophet. Well, now we've got the spare Adelaide's, we're absolutely going to get in there. Hit you for free. If they don't kill Adelaide's, it's going to get really painful for them. Steam Kin, okay. Yeah, because I can just pick off their creatures with a shock and even defend Adelaide's from burn spells in response and things like that as well. So, yeah, let's just do shock on Steamkin, pump up the wizards, and I think we just swing in as is. Hit for 5, and then we can play the Storm Tamer, which adds to the wizards' critical mass here, but also allows us to protect Adelaide's from burn spells. Okay, Fanatical Firebrand. Can pick off a Storm Tamer if they want. Swings for 1, sure. Okay. Yep, we'll take the 1. Down to 15. And passes. Okay. I was really hoping for something better than that, to be honest. But here we are. Alright, so we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points of damage here. It's not enough, obviously. So, do we just swing in as is? Or do we use that shock? Because I can use it to defend Adelaide's from a shock itself, which otherwise might get killed in response. I suppose we got the Storm Tamers to defend there as well. So let's get swinging. See if they get Firebranding. Yeah, because they can actually Firebrand the Storm Tamer in response to prevent me from pumping it. So we could wait here. It's very much a possibility. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Just go for lethal next turn. Yeah, sure. I think they're really hoping to be able to get us with a pump on Storm Tamer there. And we can just wait, honestly. As long as we've got a way of responding to this Firebrand with another instant or sorcery, we're going to be in a really good spot. Okay. And swinging in, we have Dreadhorde Arcanist. Alright, well, let's play the Arcanist. swing in and shock our opponent in the face. And that looks to be lethal. Wicked. Alright. Yeah, just playing around some burn spells here and there. Drawing the second Adelaide and the fourth land, not actually ideal, but it happens, and, you know, managed to get there in the end, so good games. Moving on. Alrighty then, we have pretty much an all-red hand with all blue mana, so I think it's safe to say this one's going to be a mulligan. If we could draw a mountain, or a red source in general, off of the top, it'd be okay, but since we don't even have a scry to increase the odds of that happening, I can't keep it. This hand, yep, this is much better. Says all the mana I need. Dreadhorde Arcanist is our only creature at the moment, so I might want to scry to the bottom to find another one. I think I will do, in fact. And see what our opponent's playing. Is it mono red? Oh, look at that. Oh, God. Alright, so. Yeah, let's just... Should we just do tap land? I think we should. Turn 2 Arcanist, it gets lightning struck. Turn 3 Adelaide, it gets shocked. Turn 4 Cry into our pillar. We'll see how well that ends up going for us. Lava Runner attacks, triggering Spectacle, and then Light Up the Stage miraculously appears in my opponent's hand. Because whenever Spectacle's triggered, that's the card they've got. Alright, let's just do Arcanist. So they've got Steamkin there and Shock. Shock doesn't kill Arcanist, and if they're wanting to actually fire off that Steamkin, then they're going to have something better to kill the Arcanist. So it's either Steamkin or wait. Yeah, okay. So now we've got the shock on the Steamkin, which isn't the worst. Yeah, I'm not blocking here, so they could have the shock on our Arcanist. If we shock the Steamkin, it kills it. Arcanist attacks in, hits the Lava Runner, does the same thing. I do wish I had a 1 mana spell in my graveyard at this point, so maybe shocking myself for the Steam Vents to opt was okay, but it's a bit of a risky one, of course. And again, I kind of want to actually Steam Vents for the chart course, but we're going to wipe their board of creatures here. Or at least try to. We'll definitely get it done, to be fair. Unless they've got a Wizard's Lightning on the Arcanist here, which we do have Dive Down for. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go tap land, swing with the Arcanist, and take down Lava Runner. Protect our life total a little bit more. We can get aggressive once Adelaide is in play. So let's select Shock. Shock the Lava Runner, and hit him for 1. So the best draw for us is a land, actually, so that we can Adelaide with Dive Down backup. And we're going to be able to opt in order to make that happen. And the opt can be used on Dreadhorde's attack as well then, so kind of nice that it's working out that way. Okay, Pyromancer. Down to 13, 3 cards in hand, Spectacle has been triggered, and yep, there goes Lava Runner. Alright, so my opponent's running really well. It's going to be difficult to beat my opponent. But here we go, we're going to try. We can push out quite a lot of damage over a short space of time if we just get what we need. Which in this case is a blue source. We did not get it. We continued not to get it. And yep, we continued even further onwards to not get it. Fab. Alright, well, let's do Burning Prophet, which will get some scry value off of the opt when Arcanist swings through. I guess I should also do the Siren Storm Tamer here as well then. Get our wizards going, so if we do draw that blue source through the opt on the Arcanist attack here, We should have Adelaide's plus dive down. So we're going to cast this. It's going to trigger the Prophet first, which gives us a scry. Looking for an island. That's not an island, so we bottom that. And Opt gives us not an island. Could swear I bottomed that, but here we go. And that's not an island. Alright, running really well. And they're going for the block. Probably because they have the shock in hand. We kind of assumed they did anyway. Yeah. Fair enough. But 2 for 1. It's not the end of the world. We're getting lightning struck on Burning Prophet. Another Pyromancer. Okay. Down to 9. We have a block on the Lava Runner. They've got 1 card in hand, and if they want to kill the Prophet... Ugh. Land, light up the stage. It's fine, I guess. Yeah, if they want to kill the Prophet, they're going to have to not burn our face here. Land, land. Alright, finally some breathing room for us. So, no damage being dealt, and we got the Sulphur Falls. So now we have the Adelaide's here. We don't have the Arcanist anymore, though, which is upsetting, to say the least, but... we can play Adelaide's down, we can swing like so. And... I mean, we could dive down as a defensive tactic with Burning Prophet. If they double block. But I think using it defensively is probably a little bit better. Okay, pass the turn. Down to 16. So what's the best draw for us now? Is it Samet Sprint? Could very well be. Samet Sprint allows us to give this Burning Prophet haste and swing with that. We're already pumping up the team with like a dive down or a chart course here pre-combat. Opponent with the Wizard's Lightning, so we're going to dive down in response. We get some scries, some pump in. Oh, there's the Samet Sprint. And our opponent's had enough. It's a bit of an odd time to scoop to it, but sure, we could actually swing right through to our opponent and deal a lot of damage doing Samet Sprint into like Charter Course. That's 2 pumps on Adelaide's plus the +1/+1 on the Burning Prophet. So we were going to be in a really good spot there. And yeah, I guess we were probably going to win, but wasn't set in stone, so my opponent scooped a bit too early. Anyway, let's go for another game. Alright, let's have a look. See, turn 1 Storm Tamer, turn 2 Prophet, and then start firing off pump spells. I guess we can run with this one. We're also on the draw. Is it mono red? Oh no, it isn't. It's the other one that I hate. Alright. Cool. Esper Control, here we come. Yay! Awesome. Well, we do have a decent enough hand, to be honest. I mean, I'm just gonna have my Prophet bounce by turn 3 to Fairy, because it's always a thing. But here we are. Ooh, Revitalize. Okay. You see that sometimes, but not very often. So this is off the beaten path Esper Control net deck. Okay. Are we mana screwed? Do we not have our 3rd land? Nope, we do. And do we have our Teferi? No, we just have Absorb. Okay. Alrighty then. Well, in that particular case, let's just get swinging, shall we? I don't really want to run too many things into this Absorb, especially not my Adelaide's. Let's do... Let's do Samet Sprint on Burning Prophet. If they want to kill Burning Prophet in response, we can sack Storm Tamer. Dreadhorde, Arcanist. Yeah, we'll take that. There's a good chance that next turn they just go Black Sauce and Kaya's Wrath, so I want to be able to rebuild after that. Take him to 17. pass the turn. It'd be nice if we had a dive down, but I guess Storm Tamer's going to be good enough. Maybe. We'll see. There's the black sauce. Is this the Kaya's Wrath? Oh, don't keep me waiting. Oh, it's so exciting. What could it be? Well, it's a tough decision. That's what it is. Ooh, just passing. Interesting. Well, I'm going to shock you in the face. How about that? Let's just be mana efficient. Get that in there. What's in our graveyard right now? Just shock and Samus Sprint. Okay, so I could use Samus Sprint on Dreadhorde Arcanist. Give it some hasty shenanigans. It will get absorbed though. People still playing absorb with 3 mana Teferi around is a thing, potentially. Alright, well, let's sprint them up. Get to scry off the Prophet. Opponent with the Contempt. We counter it using the Storm Tamer. Get rid of that life gain. And, yep, definitely want to bottom that. I want cantrips and whatnot. Yeah, I don't want Prophet either. So let's get swinging. Arcanist triggers. We'll go for the sprint again, because it's just more damage. Doesn't matter where we point it. Wizard's Lightning. That could be okay. I'm going to go Adelaide's into Wizard's Lightning, essentially. It's a lot of damage. Yeah, I think I'd like something like Charter Course a little more, but I don't think I should really risk not just having a castable spell to follow on to Adelaide's with. There's Kaya's Wrath. Alrighty then. Well, I think what I want to do is just hit my opponent's face, take them as low as I can. Since there's a good chance my opponent just ends up removing Adelaide's here anyway. Got him down to 4. And my opponent's hand should be full of removal for Adelaide's. Oh, look.
I'm known for my excellent timing.
It's Teffy Boy. Well, if you minus on Adelaide's and we draw anything we can cast off of her... Well, it's either Charter Course, hope for a land, Adelaide's kill to Fairy, or it's Adelaide's hit face, hope that Charter Course gets us there later. I think we Adelaide's face. Get that damage in while we can. Since Teferi's actually kind of out of action for a few turns, we'll do it this way. And we want something like, I don't know, Wizard's Lightning Shock, any of that sort. Got to remember though that we can't play it at instant speed, so we've got to do it all pre-combat. Opponent can't keep up with the burn. Goodbye, Zephyri. Goodbye. Alright. Gotta hit ranked. Why did I jump into ranked? Next game. Alright, we got a 2-lander with a Burning Prophet and no other creatures, but we do have a Chart Course in case it dies on a draw. I think we can take this hand. It's a little risky with one creature, but it looks like this is the matchup where that's not really going to matter. Unless it's planes leading into Esper Control. Oh, Dawn of Hope. Okay. Some sort of life gain strategy. It's not fantastic for us, but I think we can beat it if we find our Adelaide's and cast it in time. Resplendent Angel. That is one of the most dead creatures I've ever seen. But we're going to wait so we can play some more Burning Prophets. Since short of them playing Shalai next turn, I'm going to be able to just Wizard's Lightning that out of the way and get some extra scrying. Okay. Well, let's get swinging, shall we? They're not blocking, because they're good at this game. Dang it. Okay. Well, I'm gonna salmon sprint anyway, so we get the double scry, well, the triple scry, actually. And eventually they're gonna have to think about dealing with this. There's Adelaide's. Yeah, let's take the Adelaide's. And we're gonna chart a course as well. We want to find another land, basically. So, get them down to 14, chart a course. Get some more scrying in. Yeah. Yeah. All the Wizard's Lightnings. Not going to do as much good with the Shalai in play, but we can double Lightning the Shalai. Another Resplendent Angel. Okay. And swinging. Okay. So, let's go with, I think, opt to try and get a land. Triple scry. That's a land. Yep, let's take it. I want it. Cool. And then let's get swinging, shall we? Looks like we're going to have to fire off a double lightning on Shalai. But this is going to deal a lot of damage anyway, so it shouldn't really matter. Yeah, let's take that, actually. We can add layers and then play 2 spells, pumping our Burning Profits to a ridiculous amount. Yep, keep the land. Now they can be targeted, but I think we're going to go with the Samet Sprint here. Just for an extra little bit of damage, or do we want to actually hold that? I think we want to fire it off. We basically empty our hand next turn. So let's fire this one off as well. Some more pumping, some more scrying. Make our opponent regret holding off. And yeah, they're very dead next turn. History of Benalia, okay. They're just very dead to this Wizard's Lightning, but we can go crazy. Wizard's Lightning, your face. And we got even another pump off the dive down as well. No. And just dead. Sweet. That went pretty well. Didn't manage to give them any kind of life gain situations set up there. And just destroyed their face. So, pretty good. Pretty good. Alright guys, well I think that's going to be where I'm going to leave off today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if y'all want to see more content like this in the future. I hope you guys enjoy the deck, play it yourself and things like that. It's a lot of fun. And I will see you all next time. Bye bye.